Earlier this week, the Justice Department was in court to defend Donald Trump's practice of blocking people from his @RealDonaldTrump Twitter account. And during their arguments, the panel of Second Circuit judges basically skewered the folks from the Justice Department defending the president. And they were able to do it not based on superior legal arguments, but because the lawyers at the Justice Department are so clueless that they don't even realize what Donald Trump is doing with his Twitter feed. See, these judges actually took turns on Tuesday reading out recent proclamations, presidential proclamations from Donald Trump's personal Twitter feed, including his recent proclamation about North Korea and the fact that we're not going to implement those sanctions that were just announced, and his recognition of Golan Heights in Israel as Israeli territory. They said these are presidential proclamations. These were first made on his personal Twitter account, and being the president of the United States, he cannot forbid people in this country from being able to see them. The Justice Department lawyers really didn't have an answer for that, nor did they have an answer when one of the judges said, okay, if he is in fact a private citizen on this Twitter feed, why is the Justice Department representing a private citizen? That's not your job. That's not your responsibility. That's not even something that you're allowed to do. So why are you here? The judge asked the Justice Department. Again, to which they really didn't have a good answer for. But here's the thing. Donald Trump's Twitter feed continues to get him in legal trouble. And in the past, as we all know, a judge had said, no, you cannot block people from your Twitter feed. It's a violation of the First Amendment because you are prohibiting people in this country from being able to see presidential proclamations, which you cannot do. You can't hide that from people. And when he chooses to use his personal Twitter feed as a means to make those proclamations, he can no longer block people. That's the ruling. At least from the lower court, the Second Circuit, as of right now, has not yet released their ruling, but they only spent about 45 minutes on this particular case, most of which, as I pointed out, was used to mock the lawyers from the Justice Department for being so dangerously incompetent and delusional about what's actually in the president's Twitter feed. But here's the thing. We have seen on several different occasions Donald Trump tweets things out that later get used against him in court, just like these tweets have. For example, 94% of the court cases for policies enacted by this Trump administration, 94% that have been challenged in court, have lost. And more than a dozen of those have lost solely on the grounds of something Donald Trump tweeted out that directly contradicts or shows that there was no thought process going into why a new rule was made. Donald Trump's Twitter feed continues to be his downfall, yet he sees it as his biggest and greatest tool. The truth is that people use that Twitter feed against him on a regular basis in court, and more often than not, they win and he loses. Thanks for watching, everybody. And don't forget, if you like what you see here, like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. And now you can also become a member of Ring of Fire and get exclusive early access to certain Ring of Fire videos all throughout the week. Just click on the little join button right below the video.